Hey, I'm Professor Alex Henley, owner and head instructor of Insight BJJ, and this is a quick video to help you get started on the right foot. In this video, we're going to talk about some do's and some don'ts that'll make sure we're all on the same page about hygiene, about respect, etiquette, and academy rules in general. So we're going to start with some of the bigger rules, then we're going to move on to hygiene, then respect and etiquette. First, the Cardinal Rule. Because our skin is in constant contact with the mats, we want to make sure that we keep them as clean as possible. And we go to great lengths to keep them as clean as possible with germicidal bleach solution every day. Unsanitary mats are a breeding ground for various nasties like staph infection and ringworm. Now this means that we want as little crossover as possible. So for these reasons, we don't allow shoes on the mats or even on the wooden border around the mats. Not even for a second, not even just to pass by someone blocking the way. So please wait or politely ask them to let you by. And if you have visitors coming to watch, like grandparents often, please warn them ahead of time. Let them know this guy's a tyrant about walking on the mats. I'll call them out across the room. I don't want to do that, but I'll do it because I take it that seriously. Some people take a laid-back approach with this. I'm only taking a step or two to get by. This is not how this works. Don't do it. And it also goes against our well-being. It's our number one rule for a reason. The other side of that is always wear your shoes in the restroom. I can't stress this enough. Don't go in your socks or your bare feet. This is not the most sanitary floor, and we don't want to walk with our bare feet in the bathroom, then on the mats where we have our hands and arms and faces regularly coming into contact. This also means that you can't walk from your car to the academy barefoot. This is mostly an issue with kids, but it defeats the purpose of keeping our mats clean. Parents, please make sure your kids' feet aren't gross before they come in. If they are, have them wash their feet off or help them wash their feet off in the showers or the restroom. If it's not too bad, you can spray with hand sanitizer or foot sanitizer. Now, tardiness. It's really important to have yourself or your kids ready for class at the scheduled start time. This means be on the mats, gi on, and belt tied, ready to go at class start time. I advise you to plan to arrive about 5 minutes ahead of time to make sure you're ready. Now, of course, it's not a dictatorship, so you can let the instructor know, me usually, ahead of time if you need to arrive late or if you need to leave early. If you have the instructor's contact info, you can use that or send emails or messages through Facebook or Instagram. I can pass a message along. If this is a regular thing, though, like you can't arrive from work until a few minutes after on a regular basis, just let me know once. As long as we know, we can work with just about anything. Hygiene is super important. You have to wash your gis and your rash guards regularly, daily for adults, absolutely. This is more of a courtesy than a safety concern, but rolling with someone whose gi is dirty is super unpleasant. Now, more on the safety side, you have to keep your nails trimmed or covered up with tape. Too many cuts occur because of long or sharp finger or toenails, especially because of the skin diseases we spoke about earlier. Open wounds are way more susceptible to infection. Please do your best not to show up a bad breath. We're always in close contact with others, more so than other parts of our day for sure. So not having puppy breath is a big deal. This can sometimes be like a medical condition that's not as easily handled, but please do your best to be courteous to those that are sharing the space with you. Respect. As with all martial arts, showing respect is a big part of what we do here in BJJ. However, BJJ is considerably more laid back than most other traditional martial arts. For example, there's no need to bow on and off the mats. You can if you want, it doesn't bother me. However, there are some things you need to be respectful of, most of which are not necessarily martial arts related, but just everyday common courtesy stuff that you know from life. One thing related to jiu-jitsu though is keep drilling until the instructor tells you to stop. Too often we see students drill a technique a few times, especially kids, and then stop and wait for the next thing. This just isn't the way that good jiu-jitsu is made though. As the saying goes, drillers make killers, and I promise you can learn something every time you drill a technique. Don't limit yourself by stopping before it's time. Also, no checking your phone during class, like text, emails, Facebook. Exceptions are fine, but let the instructor know. If you've got like a kid at home alone or something like that, just let us know. Also, please clean up after yourself and your kids. Check to make sure you have everything you came in with and that you haven't left any trash behind. We have several trash cans in the academy, one in each restroom, the showers, near the front and back doors. For example, if you have younger siblings eating snacks while big brother or sister does class, please make sure all the crumbs and wrappers and spills are clean before you leave, especially in the rec room where the kids tend to hang out. Please make sure it's just as you found it and no food is left behind, especially no food. Another thing having to do with respect is no bragging on the mats. This is mostly a problem for the kids, but I hear it too often that kids are bragging about submitting their opponents with ease, or that their opponent isn't good or tough enough to submit them or stop them. This can just be hurtful, and oftentimes it's just not true. So it's like a joking versus bragging thing. Adults tend to joke more during rolls, and that's okay. Just make sure that you know your audience. Maybe pepper in some nice things while you're at it. Make sure you're all on the same page. If you keep all these things in mind as you're coming to train at Insight, it's going to make the journey a lot smoother. And as always, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out and let me know. Thanks.